In the world of the NFL, where players earn millions of dollars, there are times when even the biggest stars can lose it all due to costly mistakes. And in today's video, we'll be talking about mistakes that ended up costing these NFL players millions. But before we begin, like and subscribe if you love the NFL. Starting at number 7 is Rahib Rocket Ismail. Now, you may remember Rahib Rocket Ismail for his lightning-fast moves on the football field. But off the field? Well, let's just say that his business ventures didn't quite match his speed. At the peak of his career, Ismail invested $300,000 into Rock and Roll Cafe, aiming to achieve success seen by franchises like Hard Rock Cafe and Planet Hollywood. Unfortunately, it never took off, and he never got his money back. The restaurant failing did not stop Ismail from wanting to make some critical business moves though. He invested into more business ventures, including a religious movie and a music label. He also tried his hand at prepaid phone dispensers, cosmetic surgical supplies, and a souvenir calligraphy business. Despite his efforts, none of these ventures took off, leaving Ismail with significant losses. But Ismail didn't let failure hold him back. In 2009, he put $250,000 into a specialty mouthguard, believing it could help athletes perform better. Although he didn't consult his financial advisor beforehand, he was more confident this time because he had personal experience using the product during his football days. Despite signing lucrative contracts during his football career, including a $21 million deal with the Dallas Cowboys, his earnings were overshadowed by his business failures. Rocket Ismail didn't go bankrupt like many other ex-NFL players, but he still lost lots of money because of risky investments he made without fully understanding them. His current net worth is estimated to be somewhere between $1 and $5 million. While this is still a significant amount, the losses from his failed businesses definitely took a toll on his finances. And number 6 is Johnny Unitas. Johnny Unitas is widely regarded as one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of football, but his journey to the NFL stardom was filled with challenges and setbacks. Initially drafted in the 9th round by the Pittsburgh Steelers in 1955, Unitas was cut from the team before even getting a chance to play. This rejection could have been the end of his football dreams, but Unitas refused to give up. He played semi-pro football for a mere $6 per game until the Baltimore Colts recognized his talents and brought him back to the big leagues. Throughout his illustrious 18-year career in the NFL, Unitas earned numerous accolades, including 3 MVP awards and 10 Pro Bowl selections. He set numerous records and played a pivotal role in leading to the Colts' victory in Super Bowl V. Despite his achievements on the field, Johnny Unitas, like many other football stars, faced significant challenges in the business world. His ventures, including a restaurant, freight company, bowling alley chain, and real estate venture in Florida, all failed. But the biggest blow came in 1984 when he brought an electronics company called National Circus for $3.5 million. He borrowed $5.3 million for the purchase, agreeing to personally guarantee the loans with his wife, Sandra. When the company went bankrupt shortly after, they were left with quite a hefty bill. The financial burden eventually led to Unitas to declare bankruptcy in 1991, owing as much as $3.2 million. Number 5, we have Vince Young. 7 years after signing a $26 million contract with the NFL Tennessee Titans, the former star quarterback, once dubbed the Invincible, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2014. Court documents revealed that Vince Young had assets valued between $501,000 and $1 million, but he owed between $1,001,000 and $10 million in debt. When Young went through his financial records with a lawyer, he discovered documents with forged signatures and investments in projects and businesses he didn't know anything about. And, according to reports, $600,000 was paid to a business started by an actor he knew, but he had not known the company associated with them. During his football career, Young didn't keep a close eye on his finances and trusted his financial advisor and uncle to manage his money. However, there's good reason to believe that Young is at least partially at fault. He reportedly spent a shocking $15,000 in one meal at the Cheesecake Factory in his early years in the NFL. Even after earning more than $35 million as an NFL player, Young's lavish spending led him to lose it all. He indulged in excessive partying at bars, splurging on $600 shots of Louis XIII de Remy Martin after games, and even go as far as to buying out all the seats on a Southwest airline flight just to ensure his privacy. Despite facing financial hardships, Vince Young managed to bounce back by paying off his debts, hiring a new financial advisor, and earning a degree from the University of Texas. He also secured a broadcasting job with the Longhorn Network, landing speaking gigs, and partnered in various businesses. And number 4 is Dan Marino. Dan Marino is widely regarded as one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, having played for the Miami Dolphins from 1983 to 1999. With 9 Pro Bowl appearances and 8 All-Pro selections, Marino's 17 seasons were filled with records and accolades. He holds the title of the most prolific passer in NFL history, throwing nearly 5,000 completions for 61,360 yards and 420 touchdowns. Marino was also the first player to throw for 5,000 yards in a single season and once set a record with 48 touchdowns in a season. Throughout his career, he earned a total salary of $51.51 million. In 2012, Dan Marino found himself in the spotlight when Digital Domain Media Group, a company which he had invested in, filed for bankruptcy. The company, known for its special effects, work in blockbuster movies, and creating a hologram of Tupac Shakur at the music festival, saw its stock price rise to $9.20 per share. This means that Dan Marino's shares, worth $14.5 million, could have been a big win for him. However, when the company went bankrupt, the stock price crashed to just 55 cents per share, leaving him with a fraction of investments, totaling at $867,088. Number 3 is Bernie Kosar. Bernie Kosar, a former quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, had a notable career from 1985 to 1996. During the summer of 1989, the Browns offered Kosar a lucrative $15 million extension, making him one of the highest paid players in the NFL. Despite winning a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys and making a Pro Bowl appearance, Kosar faced financial difficulties that ultimately led to bankruptcy. In his rise to fame, Kosar did what almost every professional athlete would do with their money if they didn't have an accountant or legal advisor: let their parents handle the finances. In Bernie's case, he relies on his father to safeguard his money, only to find out years later that his father had been secretly taking money without his consent. Kosar retired from the NFL, earning more than $20 million, and invested in different businesses during his retirement. He had an ownership stake with the Florida Panthers and a minority share in the Arena Football League. In 2009, people were shocked to find out that the Browns legends filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And what's even more shocking is the amount of money he owed to different people and only having $44 in his checking account. Among his debts were $1.5 million in unsecured loans to the Browns, $9 million lost in real estate deals, and $3 million from a divorce settlement. Additionally, Kosar owned a steakhouse that went out of business, further adding to his financial woes. And number 2 is Chris McAllister. Drafted by the Baltimore Ravens with high hopes in 1999, McAllister's career seemed destined for greatness. With 3 Super Bowl rings, 3 Pro Bowl appearances, and an All-Pro nod, he was at the top of his game. But behind the glitz and glamour, McAllister's financial empire was crumbling. Even after earning almost $60 million during his 11-year career, he ended up losing most of it. In 2004, he signed a massive $55 million contract, but by 2009, he was reportedly broke and living with his parents, relying on them for financial support. It's not clear where all the money went or exactly how much he lost, but in the court records from child support hearings, where he was attempting to get relief from his $11,000 a month paternity obligations, Chris stated, "I have been unemployed since 2009. I have no income." He added, "I live in my parents' home. My parents provide me with my basic living expenses as I do not have the funds to do so." Things got so bad for Chris McAllister that he sold 3 Super Bowl rings that he had won during his time with the former Los Angeles Raiders, the Oakland Raiders, and the New Orleans Saints. And at number 1 on our list is Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens, also known as T.O., made a whopping $80 million as a wide receiver for several NFL teams, including the Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Bengals. However, thanks to a series of bad financial decisions and even a suicide attempt, Terrell Owens was completely broke by 2011. On a TV show called Dr. Phil, he talked about his financial troubles and how he couldn't pay child support anymore. Owens admitted that he had blown through almost all of his NFL earnings, mainly due to risky investments, child support payments to the 4 mothers of his children, and the collapsed real estate market. Things once got so bad for the NFL star that he was fined more than $150,000 for excessive celebrations, such as posing on the star in the middle of the Dallas Cowboys stadium twice. And that concludes our video. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to smash the subscribe button.